The Crockett Cougars playing us in here on week 7 of the High School Blitz. Ricky Doyle alongside Joaquin Sanchez. I tell you what, a lot going on this weekend. You got ACL, you got Texas, Oklahoma, but none of that before the main course, Joaquin, of high school football tonight. And the main course in Lockhart, usually barbecue, Joaquin, but this year, they got some football to go along with the barbecue.
Yeah, the Austin game of the week, it's because it's Tybee and Lockhart going at it in 27-5A.
Stretch the Austin boundaries a little bit.
Yeah, loosely Austin area, and both these teams undefeated in district. Tybee number 7 in the state. They have Cade Dial at quarterback. Lockhart on the other side has Slash and Smash in the backfield. We mentioned Cade Dial. That's the guy Travis Raycheck really likes. He's in the power rankings.
I think we're gonna take a look at the power rankings.
Let's take a look at the power rankings here.
This is how Travis ranks the quarterbacks in the Austin and San Antonio areas.
It's a full-on thing.
It is a thing.
Kids want to get into them.
It's trending on Twitter. We got some disagreement from parents and things like that. So you see the top 5 there, and I think Cade Dial's going to make an appearance here in the.
Cade Dial at number 6 for Tybee. So that's who Lockhart would have to stop this evening.
Hey, it's not easy. Let's go to Mr. Rankings himself, Travis Raycheck, joining us now from Lockhart. We might have to adjust the rankings a little bit after what has happened in some of the games tonight, but we'll worry about that later. Travis, tell us about your game tonight.
We did have some movement in the rankings last week. Cade Dial moved up because all he did last week, guys, to get the game ball was throw for 6 touchdowns and 500 yards in a win over Champion. So that set up, as you mentioned, tonight's matchup of unbeatens here in Lockhart. This series has been dominated by the Antlers in recent years. They've won 6 straight over Lockhart, but a totally different Lion team in year 3 under Brian Herman. They had a statement win over Alamo Heights a couple of weeks ago, but they make another statement tonight against Tybee. What a night for football, and no shortage of action in this one. Third play of the game from 4 yards out, Ian Ronan. He had the first TD for Tybee last week, first TD for the Antlers this week. And Tybee just so explosive on offense. On the next drive, Cade Dial swings it to Wyatt Trahan, and this is what they do. They just create space for playmakers, and then the plays are made. 50 yards. And all of a sudden, it is a 14-3 game, 21-3 at the end of the first quarter. But Lockhart did have life. DJ Ellison from 22, and the ground game was going. The problem for the Lions, there was just no resistance to the Tybee offense. Hayden Schreckenbach from 17, and the Antlers would go to the break up 31-17. In the second half, it has been all Tybee in this game, and amazingly, they've kind of taken a page out of the Lockhart book and really just run the football. They haven't given up any points, and they've put some on the board, guys. 52-17, Tybee on top with just a few minutes left in the fourth quarter, so it looks like the Antlers will move on and stay atop the 27-5A standing. So good for Kerrville Tybee to get the win tonight, but something special earlier in the evening here at Lockhart as it was homecoming, and before the game, the homecoming queen and king were announced. And yes, these two individuals right here named the homecoming king and queen. A couple of students here at Lockhart, special ed students, and the students voted on them to be the recipients of the crown and the flowers tonight. Very special moment, an emotional moment for both of them. What does it mean to be the homecoming king?
It's good. Because I'm king. I'm good.
This is a good night for you.
Yes.
It feels so good. I wish my mom was here, but he's gone right now. I would say, Pop, I love you. I miss you. This is for you, Pop. I love you. Bye. I only do this for my mom, my girl, my aunt, all my family. That's all I want to do. This is for you, Pop. I love you. Bye.
And the reason Jade was so emotional, not only being crowned the homecoming queen, she was talking about her pop. That was her grandfather, who was a football coach over at Luling, and he passed away a couple of weeks ago. So a very special moment out here for Lockhart on homecoming. And it's ancillary to the score because the Lions are down 52-17 in this game in the fourth quarter, guys.
That's a great moment.
That's awesome. Yeah, that was really, really cool to see.
You love to see something like that. So on the field, it's Tybee getting it, but Lockhart, that's fantastic. You know, they're averaging 58 points a game, almost there again.
Tybee?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, look, the Cade Dial-led offense is obviously very explosive. And we'll go ahead and ring the bell for that one. We all had Tybee, so that looks like a win, and we'll ring it for our next game, which is our San Antonio area game of the week, a 29-5A matchup. You've got first place Somerset, and a Southside team still looking for its first district win. And I do want to talk about that game, but before I do that, I'm going to bring in Jeff Platt, and Jeff's going to tell us that I think there was a college football game last night of some significance, Jeff, and I'm wondering, could you maybe bow down to Washington for me out there?
Their 2015.
Ricky, I think I have to bow down to Washington. As much as I would have loved to say fight on after a huge USC victory over your boys, over the Huskies, I just can't do it because that was embarrassing. What was not embarrassing? This game tonight, and it's always a blast when Southside and Somerset get together. It's always a big rivalry game. Somerset came in really rallying after quarterback Zadok Dinkelman, Travis's guy. Travis would have had him #1 on those Central Texas quarterback power rankings that you guys were mentioning. Yep. After he was out for the year,
we'll go straight to it.
Have really come together, have really rallied behind a very strong running game, and it's that running game that was featured here tonight against Southside.
A dance-off between the Cardinal and the student. Watch them whip and watch them nay-nay. Oh. Southside hosting Somerset Bulldogs coming in at 4-1 and starting things off right. They hand off to Josh Avila, and it's Avila doing the rest of the work. 75 yards to the house, a fairly efficient running game this season for the Bulldogs. Somerset takes the early 7-0 lead. That's Southside running back Matt Collier. He wants to get into the mix. He does get into the mix with some nifty moves, running to his left. Whoop! Gets into the end zone. That's an impressive run from the junior running back. Hey, when's the last time we saw Josh Avila 75-yard touchdown run? It feels like it's been a while. All right, let's just catch another one. Avila, 75 yards, again, to the house. That gave Somerset a 13-6 lead.
And that would be Josh Avila. I had been pronouncing his name wrong all night, but I was corrected by the man himself, who, by the way, we will catch up with later. And it was Avila late in the game behind that very strong Somerset offensive line. When Southside came back, when Southside tied this game at 16, it was all about Avila. Avila had a huge fourth quarter touchdown. It was the game-winning touchdown. Somerset moves to 5-1 on the season. That is 5 wins in a row for the Somerset Bulldogs after a 23-16 win over their rival, over the Southside Cardinals. So it's, again, a lot of momentum for the Somerset Bulldogs. Craziness still going on the Southside field behind me, as you might hear by their very loud public address announcer. But we've had a blast. This rivalry game was an absolute blast. We'll catch up with Josh Avila in just a little bit. Again, he's the star running back of tonight's performance. And again, Somerset beats Southside 23-16. Plenty more to come later on. Guys?
You're watching the High School Blitz!
Once again, thank you to the Crockett Band right there. Lots of bands liking that. The slow build from the tuba.
It gets you going, though, doesn't it? You get you
Let
swaying a little bit.
Let the swag out a little bit.
I like it. I like how the trombone player was all nonchalant there. It's kind of,
like,
yeah.
And then he starts jamming. So 13-6A, clear cut. Like whoever's designing the schedules in these districts does a really good job. They let all the drama unfold at the end. It's like they know who the really good teams are going to be.
Yeah.
You got to kind of predict who that's going to be and let it all unfold in the last few weeks. So 13-6A, Cedar Ridge, Round Rock, and Hendrickson, all 2-0 in the district coming into tonight.
Yeah, they're certainly the front runners in the district, but then you got a lot of teams fighting for what's going to be the fourth and final playoff spot. Right now, coming into tonight, it's Rouse and Pflugerville tied for fourth place. And we're going to start off with one of those teams right now. The Panthers taking on Cedar Ridge. Cedar Ridge trying to maintain at least a share of first place. They got off to a fast start after an 80-yard kickoff return to open the game. It was Garrett Sharp to Blake Patterson, and it is 7-zip Cedar Ridge. Next, Cedar Ridge possession. Check out this catch. I'm told it's good. I haven't seen it yet. Okay. Sharp. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's very
got
nice.
Both feet in.
Kadarius Daniels, big gainer, and that would set up Sharp through the air again. Eric Wade.
He was in?
I guess so, and a flag on the play. So touchdown any maybe got interfered with. 38-9, Cedar Ridge goes on to win, so they're still unbeaten in district.
Let's stay right there in that district. Stony Point hosting Hendrickson. How about the Tigers coming out firing? Tanner Onkbacher back in the lineup. Missed the last game. Goes deep to Deshaun Horn for the big gainer later on the drive. Those two hooking up again. Onkbacher to Horn. This time it's a touchdown. Stony Point would miss the extra point. They're up 6-0. After stopping the Hawks, it's Onkbacher on the QB keeper into Hendrickson territory, would end in a field goal, makes it 9-0 Tigers. They look good for the majority of this game. Hendrickson rallies in the second, wins a close one, 31-23.
All right, so same district. The third team that entered the night unbeaten was Round Rock, visiting Rouse Raiders, just a game back in the standings. Never a good sign when we got your punter in the highlights, and well, that's why. Matthew James recovers, and it's 8-0 after a 2-point conversion. Round Rock in the lead. Next possession, Rouse moves down the field. Marquise Simmons has been pretty good. Nice run and nice leggings. Look at those, like camo or something.
I can't see his legs. What are you talking about?
He's inside the 5-yard line. Michael Forster will cap the drive with a touchdown pass to Brady Kalushkin. And everyone went for 2 in this one, so it was tied 8-8 just a few minutes into the game, but the Dragons would run away from there. Check this out, 60-15 Round Rock. So, wow. Big.
So the top teams holding court, and Rouse and Pflugerville both losing. So that 4th spot's still up for grabs.
Yeah, like you said, we're going to have some big matchups down the stretch in that district. Let's stay in 6A, but let's go to 14-6A. This is where you got Lake Travis and Westlake 3-0, Joaquin Bowie 3-1, and then a team very close to your heart, the Austin High Maroons, trying to get in the playoff mix.
Yep, trying to break that streak. You know, you got to get into the playoffs if you're going to break the winless playoff streak of now 58 years. So you'd have to think Austin High's already lost to some of the big dogs. This Hayes game, almost a winner-take-all. I mean, you still got to finish the district, but huge to decide the 4th spot.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the very least, I think the loser is probably out of the playoff race.
Right.
So let's go to the highlights. They were at the house tonight. The Maroons, your home team, as you might expect, leading at 7-0 in the first half. Quarterback Bo Kalbacher looking to throw, but he's sacked. Ball comes loose. It's recovered by Preston Ellison, and the Rebels are in business late in the half. 20 seconds on the clock here in the second quarter. Cody Gandy takes it around the end and in for a touchdown. Hayes ties it up 7-7 at the half, but in the second half, the Maroons get it done. Big win for Austin High by the final of 26-17.
Closing strong. Sam Ellinger and undefeated Westlake hosting Aiken. Sluggish start for the Chaps, though. First quarter, Mike Gonzalez to Will Cortinas, who's going to take the 15-yard score, and the Eagles on top 7-0 in the first. That wouldn't last long, though. Westlake responds. Ellinger doing what he does, up the gut and running. Chaps would score on the drive, first play. The second quarter ties it up at 7. Later in the first half, Ellinger, this time going to use his arm, connects with Chase Coakley on the 15-yard strike. Westlake goes up 14-7, and they're running away with it 58-19 in the 4th.
All right, Lake Travis, their defense has not allowed a point the last 2 games, taking on Anderson tonight. And you figure that this might get ugly. Opening kickoff here, Cavs in business. Aaron Brown Nixon on the return takes it deep into Anderson territory. And on the very next play, first Lake Travis play from scrimmage, it's Charlie Brewer to Cade Brewer. 27 yards there. They go for 2, and that would make it 8-0. Next, Lake Travis possession.
They're going white, gray, white.
I know, it's a strange combo, isn't it? I don't know what I think about that. I don't like the Austin High all gray either while we're talking uniforms.
Okay.
Brewer, 30 yards to Cade Green. It's 15-0. You get the idea here. Lake Travis wins. They did allow some points, but they win
shutout.
60-3.
Reagan hosting Bastrop, fighting for 26 5A playoff spots. You've seen a lot of this guy, Mulbacar, powering his way in from 2 yards out. The beautiful Carolina Blues. It's 6-0 Reagan. Bastrop had an answer. Jovan Jones finds a hole 43 yards to the house. They would make the extra point to take a 7-6 lead. Reagan, though, beats Bastrop 27-15. Huge win for them.
All right, 290 rivalry, Manor and Elgin. Wildcats 1-0 in the district. Mustangs 1-1. And first quarter, it's middle linebacker Xavier Zamora with the pick. We got a future Mustang there looking on. Yeah, sure. Jonathan Gaston from short, the touchdown for Manor. Still in the first quarter, Gaston again with a short keeper. Look, he almost lost him there, but he's in. It's 14-0. And then we'll show you Gaston with his arm. 35 yards on the touchdown strike here. Maynard not kind to Elgin here, 57-22.
How about Hutto and Waco? Same district here, second quarter, Tyler Herrick. This is a guy on the rate check power rankings to the little pass back and forth. Herrick, I think he's trying to win the Heisman. You know, you got to catch a touchdown pass if you're a quarterback to win the Heisman. That ties it up at halftime.
Looks like these highlights are from the Goodyear blimp.
14-all. Third quarter, Jalen Harris, the keeper, for 48 yards, stays on his feet from the blimp cam down to the Hutto 10.
Or it's like a drone or something.
Xavier Latchison, maybe somebody was up top and afraid of the rain or something like that.
All right.
Snow. Final score here. This one's not final. Good one. 35-28, Waco leading in the fourth.
All right, let's go to some private school action. Ty Detmer, one of our favorites, leading St. Andrews to a 5-1 start this season, hosting John Cooper. First quarter, 4th and 5 from the Crusaders' own 39. Evan Marshman hits Blaze Herman, and he breaks 3 tackles on his way to a big gain. That would set up this. Cole Baker takes the handoff, D lineman gets pancaked. Baker stiff arms. He powers into the end zone from 7 yards away. Crusaders with an early lead. That'll fire up the cheerleaders.
Jets defense just couldn't stop him right there.
Detmer is not satisfied with 7. Look at that. They faked the extra point. That's pretty cool. They get 2 there. Herman to a wide open Baker. Holy cow. St. Andrews 62-7. Ty Detmer's got himself a squad this year. They're good.
Yeah, those guys are rolling. At 62 points.
Yeah, and I've shot a couple of their games. That Marshman
huge.
to Herman connection, potent.
Strong.
All right, break time here on the Blitz. When we come back, Steele trying to stay undefeated. We'll see if they can do it on the other side of the break.
Back here on the Blitz, and we had some really good games of the week. Cade Dial was as good as advertised. It's a guy who's thrown for almost 1,500 yards before tonight, already 20 touchdowns. This guy can play.
Yeah, he can, and we've talked a lot about him tonight, so why don't we hear from him? Here's Travis Raycheck.
Another big win for the Tybee Antlers. Tonight we are joined by their quarterback, Cade Dial. Cade, you guys are coming off an emotional win over Champion last week. How did you turn it around and get ready for another big game tonight?
You know, we just had to get focused. We knew that their offense was going to keep it away from us, so we just tried to score every time we touched the ball. And I think we did really well there. Our line did fantastic tonight, and our defense second half was able to stop them, and it was just great.
I was going to ask you about that because they did have that ball control in the second quarter. They made it a game, but you guys come out of halftime and dominate. What was the trick there?
You know, just staying calm, you know, knowing that we're going to win the game and playing as a team.
You guys, I feel like, also took a little bit of page out of their book. Second half, y'all ran it pretty heavily down their throat.
Oh, yeah, it was fun. We ran the same play, felt like every single time. And, again, tribute to our line. They did fantastic blowing up the D-line, and our running backs did fantastic as well.
And I don't want to take anything away from you. You had a good night tonight as well. So I do a quarterback power rankings with Austin and San Antonio area guys. I have you number 6 on the list. Do I need to move you up?
It's up to you if you want.
Another great performance for Cade Dial. Undefeated Kerrville Tybee right now is there. Moving on. Cade, best of luck the rest of the season, man.
Much.
Guys, I send it back to you.
He's modest.
He hadn't even heard of the Raycheck rankings? Where is this kid living under a rock or
He needs
what?
to get tuned in a little more, huh?
So great win for those guys. Somerset, big win for them as well. Zadok Dinkelman, as we mentioned, also in the Raycheck rankings, but not playing. Didn't matter. Somerset beats Southside 23-16. Let's go back out to Jeff Platt, who's with Josh Avila.
Somerset beats Southside 23-16. Josh Avila with 3 touchdown runs. And Josh, first of all, how good does this one feel to get some revenge after Southside beat y'all last year?
It feels great. It feels great, especially coming in from last year, losing by a field goal in a tough loss. But coming out and doing what we did tonight was a big turnout for us.
Well, what led to your success tonight?
My O-line, my fullbacks, and my receivers, that's what led to my success today.
What does it say about this team's resiliency? You know, Zadok goes down early in the season, and you all seem to have really rallied behind a strong running game.
Yeah. Coming in, finding out that he wasn't going to be able to complete the season with us was a big, surprise to us. I mean, we had a really good turnout of the pass and run game, and then the fact that the passing game wasn't going to be looked up on as much as we thought. But, either way, running game, passing game, we got to do what we got to do.
You talked about your offensive line a little bit earlier, and Coach Detmer has raved about y'all's offensive line. What makes them so good? What makes them so efficient?
To know that they got a team that no matter if their heads are down, we're going to pick them back up. And then when they're great, we're going to pick them back up. We got to keep them humble so they do what they got to do on the field, no matter what. What's still left for y'all to work on? Every week, even coming into victory like this, we always got the little stuff to work on.
What are your expectations for this team moving forward?
Keeping our heads straight, looking forward, and not slowing down anytime soon.
With 3 touchdown runs, were you able to have any fun tonight?
Oh, we had a lot of fun tonight, Pushing the ball down the field, left and right. It was a bunch of fun.
And beating a rival, not bad, right?
Oh, that's an extra, that's cherry on top right
there. There we go. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
You got it. That is Josh Avila. Somerset beats Southside 23-16.
All right, thank you, Jeff, and congrats to Somerset. Let's get into some of the games from last night. A couple of big Thursday night matchups, including District 26 5A, Joaquin, LBJ, and McCallum. This game always has a huge impact on the district championship this year. No different. Both teams came into it unbeaten in district play. Jags, though, had lost 3 straight games to the Knights. They were at the house last night after Mac was stopped inside the 15-yard line. LBJ, the second offensive play of the game. You like those LBJ helmets, by the way?
With the giant stripe?
Yeah.
It kind of matches their uniform.
It does.
Yeah, I like it.
It's just a slick look. That's a touchdown for the Jaguars. They go in front 7-0 after that one. DeAndre Watoski there on the keeper. Next LBJ drive, it's a little bit more conventional from 7 yards out. Khalil Thomas is in. It's 14-0. That losing streak is over. LBJ dominates Mac 27-6.
Yep, looking good in that district. Let's go to 13-6A. McNeil hosting winless Westwood. Start of the second, Kobe McCoy. The QB sneak punches it in. Mavs burning the clock on that drive. We're tied at 7. They would take a 3-point lead after a field goal into the first half. It is McCoy again walking this one in. Untouched. McNeil with a 10-point halftime lead. They keep the Warriors winless. McNeil gets the win 24-7.
All right, San Antonio area Thursday night action. Brandeis looking for its 3rd win in a row, taking on the Holmes Huskies. Broncos running back Jalen Dukes. This guy is good.
Dukes with the jukes.
Yeah, Dukes with the jukes right there. That's right. Takes it, bounces it outside, cuts it back. It's a big gainer deep into Holmes territory. That run would lead to a field goal and an early 3-0 lead for the Broncos. Here come the Huskies, though. Joel Ortiz, screen pass. Zacharias Harrison. Harrison prances in for a touchdown. Holmes grabs the lead.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's got the feel, huh?
Okay.
He likes it. Overall, though, it was a lot of Dukes. Dukes juking, whatever. You got me confused now, Joaquin. Big run for Dukes here to the end zone. Brandeis beats Holmes 51-21 final.
How about the Sam Houston marching band?
These guys are awesome.
Down right there. Some fantastic moves. I guess there's also a football game. We love the bands, obviously, on this show. Sam Houston taking on the Highlands. Hurricanes offense not subdued. Raymonte Prime doing nasty things right there. Getting free. Breaking tackles all the way down to the 3-yard line. Patrick Brown, he likes what he sees here. Prime time. Fakes the handoff. Throws it to Jared Jordan. Sam Houston wins.
It's like Air Jordan, right?
34-6. You got Primetime and Air Jordan on the same team.
Pretty strong nickname game for those two guys. All right, we're going to take another break here on the Blitz. Come back and wrap up tonight's show for you. Stay with us. Got to show you that Vista Ridge Vandergrift game again because this was incredible, Joaquin. It was 49-28 Vista Ridge at the half. You were there for the first half.
And it was 42-14 at one point.
But the second half was all Vandergrift. Unbelievable comeback. Here's Fernandez.
I thought that was intercepted.
It looked like it, yeah. Paxton Sagina with the touchdown there. Vandegrift shuts them down in the second half.
So
That's
just
a monster
two
win.
field goals for Vista Ridge after Matt Snow had 7 touchdowns and they had 49 points at the half.
Yeah, huge win for the 4th-ranked team in the state, 63-55. Other scores for you: Del Valle, a 1-point win over Lehman, and is that right? A tie? St. Mary's and St. Stephen's, 24-24.
I doubt that's correct. Let's keep this thing going. Liberty Hill, big winners over Canyon Lake, 31-7. And Hyde Park Baptist against Regents, 1-point winners.
Good game there. Wimberley blanks Llano 24-0 LaGrange. Big night for J.K. Dobbins. He was over 300 yards on the ground. They win.
Lago Vista beats Florence 35-21, while Johnson takes down Roosevelt 39-13.
Let's keep this party going. McCollum 48-28 over Jefferson, and Clemens close, but a win for the Buffaloes over New Braunfels Canyon 20-17. So, man, what a night. Certainly, though, the headline is going to be that Vandegrift game we just showed you. That was number 4 against number 10 in the state. It was a huge Vista Ridge lead, but Vandegrift comes all the way back to win.
42-14. They make the defensive adjustments, and in the first half, they couldn't stop Matt Snow for the life of them. I mean, huge gains on the ground, 7 touchdowns, as I mentioned.
Who'd you pick to win that game?
I can't really remember.
I think it was Vista Ridge.
I did choose Vista Ridge, and I was counting my chickens before they hatched.
You definitely were.
I was trying to rub it in your face earlier.
I'd given up hope
That's
also.
What I get.
So
that's what I get.
Just a sneak peek, but next week, Vandegrift Cedar Park, maybe the game of the week.
We'll see.
Maybe. All right, that's it for the Blitz. Hope you enjoyed it. If you missed any highlights, you can catch them on our website, twcnews.com. Thanks for being with us.